live, baby. We back. How y'all doing today? We have a special guest, Chef Najila, Chef Bucks in the building. You feel me? How you feeling?
Feel blessed.
Feel
Blessed to be black, you know.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We out here in nature. You feel me? Getting some sunlight.
The sun just blessing us with his presence. Our skin interacting with the sun.
Earthing, putting our feet in the grass and the soils. You feel me? But to get this thing started, what does healthy mean to you?
I associate health with like peace, honestly, like having clarity. I feel like I'm in my most healthy state when my relationships are flowing and fluent, my business is fluent, my finances are fluent. So I just look at healthy as like, yeah, everything is kind of being in a state of being able to appreciate everything that's like going on in your life. And yeah, that's a short little excerpt.
I feel you. Sounds holistic to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the people who do not know, how did you get into health? Like, what was your journey basically into health and wellness?
So my journey started when I was just in like a very deep space or a dark space that was like, you was there. So like, you know,
they wasn't there though. I was there. They wasn't there.
So basically I was just stressed, and I was about to drop out of school. I was in a really toxic relationship. I like didn't have a good relationship with like the people around me really. So you know what I'm saying, I was venting to this guy, and you know what I'm saying, he was just like, well, go 1 week without meat and see how you feel. And I went that 1 week, and that was the last time that I ate meat. And from there I just started to do like my own research on the things that was happening to my body, the things that I was now able to like recognize about like the diet and exercise, fasting. Like I just went in on the information, and I started doing detoxes and really just pouring into myself in the information, like tapping into different resources, stuff like that. Read Queen Afua's Healed Ourself. Like, yeah, was watching Dr. Layla Africa like every day. Was watching what's his name, Dick Gregory. Yeah, Dick Gregory every day. Like, just, yeah, that was my initiation.
Okay. Was the transition difficult? Not necessarily the meat transition, but from vegetarian to being more strict or vegan. And yeah, was either of those, to stop eating meat or to going to vegan, was that like a difficult transition, or how was it?
So the transition from going from meat to eating like vegetarian was that wasn't that bad, because at the time, like, not only did I go that 1 week without meat, but that was the year that Food Inc. came out. That was the year I was watching Earthlings and all the documentaries that came out, like just explaining like the history of the food that we see in the supermarket. So it was kind of like my mind just like switched up. Like my mind was able to just be like, take that information and kind of adjust, because it was like, for me, it's life or death. As far as the meat situation. Now, as far as like the dairy, I didn't really understand dairy to be so harmful until after I cut out meat, and I realized the drastic change that meat, like that drastic change. I was like, well, you know, like the dairy situation, it was like, well, this tastes good, but then like I don't feel 100% like I'm getting everything I could be getting out of the experience. I felt like, you know, when I cut out the meat, I should have, like 3 months after that, like, yeah, I lost a lot of weight, but I still wasn't feeling like 100% like, you know, healthy. So a couple of months later, cutting the dairy out, it actually wasn't that hard either. But keep in mind too, like, I was doing detoxes like throughout the time period from transitioning from not eating meat to not eating dairy anymore. It was like I was consuming, like, I would take like cayenne shots like every day. I was fasting, doing the joint where, you know, I was only eating from like 1 to 4, and then I would be fasting the rest of the day. I was doing a lot of detoxing, exercising, just trying to get that initial, like, the initial toxins out, that, because that's pretty much what it be like. I think that it'd be hard to give up food because of the flavor, and our taste buds want that because we just need to detox. Like, that's pretty much.
And the emotional attachment we have to certain foods.
Exactly.
We feeling down, you know, or habits in general, but, you know, a lot of us turn to foods, when we feeling certain emotions, we go to eat certain things to basically, what's it called?
To, like, it's like to get the brain is connected to, it's like the food
pacify. Yeah,
okay.
to pacify yourself and your emotions and stuff like that. But
no, that's even like more of what that is. Like, when I was fasting, like a week ago, the first couple of days were easy because, like, I didn't really talk to anybody. I was real, like, to myself and real, like, caved in. And then on the third day, like, I was on the phone with my friend, and they just immediately start, like, stressing about life and stuff. They immediately start venting, and then it was like, I subconsciously reached for, like, these cow chips and was about to literally start, like, eating the chips, but it wasn't even because I was hungry. It wasn't because I wanted it, because I was obviously fasting. But, like, it's just crazy, the connection. How you doing?
Hello.
It's crazy, the connection between your emotions and, like, life.
Facts. Speaking on, speaking on emotions, and do you have any guilty pleasures or food that you go to when you in your bag?
Right. Of course. Who doesn't have that?
We don't hear about it. You feel me? That's all.
Right,
that's all we speaking on
no,
it.
you're right. I do, like, I juggle back and forth between like the healthy snacks and, like, just
what are
being
those?
on my. So those would be, it's a lot of them.
Name a few for the people.
It's the what are those joints called? The puffs. They're like beet puffs and, like, the cheddar puffs.
Okay.
Like the vegan joints, though. They got them at, like, Whole Foods and, like, Acme, Fresh Grocer. Those. So what else? I say, like the vegan, like, cookies, but they got, like, sugar in it. Like, just vegan sweets. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of your favorite smoothies or meals that you make for yourself?
That's a great question. I always struggle with this question because what I eat changes with the seasons.
Okay.
So what I like to eat also changes with the seasons.
Right.
So I would say, like, majority of the time I can eat, like, a soup or a curry or, like, those, like, Thai, Indian dishes.
Facts. Jones be hitting.
I can eat Don Jones any time of the year. Like, I'm with it. And so that's probably one of my top ones. As far as smoothies
or liquids, your favorite liquid to consume.
Okay. Your watermelon juice.
Come on. Hydration tank.
The watermelon be the truth. What else do I like? I really like juicing like apples, and apples are a good John.
Tell them about the cactus water.
Yeah. Okay. So I love.
Leave that John out.
Yeah, it's Nepal's cactus water, and it's a cactus pear. That it's the juice of a cactus pear, and it's basically like really good for you because a lot of times like we do drink water, or we can drink water, but because our bodies are so acidic, and the cells in our bodies are kind of like at a point of dehydration where the body just starts to cope with it and become immune to dehydration. So I drink stuff with like high amounts of like magnesium and potassium, because those minerals basically allow the cells to actually, they penetrate the cells to allow hydration or water to get into the body or the cells. So with that, it just offers a whole nother like deeper level of hydration. That along with the Thai coconuts, they also offer a variety of minerals, because it's at the end of the day, it's not just about drinking water. Like drinking water is good for you, but water can pass right through your system. Your cells not even dehydrated. It's just in and out, So beverages that got that magnesium, you want to really make sure you tap in.
You want to also, you want to get basically your cells to chelate, which is to release the waste that is inside your cell, so you can have maximum absorption of the healthier lifestyle that you're trying to transition to or incorporate. So get your cells to chelate along with, cleansing the colon, the intestines, so the villi could absorb those nutrients and you could get the, the maximum benefits of these nutrients that, is provided in the food that you're consuming. So, my next question is some benefits that you notice, once you transition, basically, like all the benefits, like your lifestyle before and then your lifestyle after. Like what are some of the things you noticed that changed and like really was like, damn, this shit crazy.
Right.
It's real.
Well, I'd say,
because one thing, because I'm saying, we be talking about all this information and it's cool to hear it, be like, oh, eating healthy, that's fly stuff, vegan, plant-based, boom. But look, once you experience it, then it's different. It's different.
Listen.
So come on, tell us.
I got you. So I'd say I want to say the first thing that I noticed was in my mind. Like my mind really just shifted as far as I started thinking about being like intentional and thinking about like life just changed for me, because like I was in college when I transitioned, and I was living up at school and it was like no options for me. So I had to figure out how to create options for myself. And literally the vegan diet brought me the clarity to be able to even do that, like to be able to exist in this space and find options and not become a victim or not play a victim or whatever. It's like the diet gave me the confidence to move differently than before, because it's like I choose to not eat meat. I could eat meat, and I might live to be 80, cool, but I'm choosing that choice and making that decision and committing to it. It really built my mentality to a point where I feel confident in ways that I never felt confident. I feel clarity in situations that I never felt clarity in before. That would be the main joint, is my relationship with myself and my mentality all changed. And the way that looked was, finishing school, like just making that decision to finish school instead of like stopping, or at least see it through, because finishing looked like could have been anything. Finishing could have been, man, I like gotta come home to help or whatever, but it really like elevated my experience as far as like confidence, commitment, and just inner work that I did. I'd say on a physical level, it elevated my experience through like my senses heightening, like, you know, my sense of like sight, my sense of hearing, smelling, especially smelling, like heightened. I'd say like spiritually, it allowed me to be grounded more frequently, to feel the connectivity between myself and the world around me. And I say like emotionally, it's like I feel more balanced or connected to my emotions. Like food isn't like a product, or my consumption habits are a product of my emotions. So me having a better relationship with like my consumption habits literally elevated me like my connection with my emotions. So yeah, I say it was definitely a holistic, like benefits were holistic. Yes.
And I know, you know what I'm saying, well, I'll speak on my experience real quick, and then I'm gonna see if she speak on hers. But when I was, you know what I'm saying, turning up, drinking, smoking, wilding, I used to, yeah, no, I still Millie Rod, ain't you? But I used to be at certain functions or certain parties, and like I didn't know what dehydration was, and literally like I would pass out from dehydration, like literally, like I just feel this tingling sensation around my body. It's similar to the effect of like if you get up too fast and your blood is not circulating quick enough, then that's the sensation you get before you pass out. And I would get those, and that shit was crazy. And like
I could relate to that too, because that was pretty much another like added factor, or that was another like thing that happened right before I changed my diet, and that caused it too. Like when I would get on my cycles, I would be in so much pain, like a lot of pain, for like 8 days straight. I'd be bleeding, and yo, oh man, it was not, yeah. So
not the move.
Yeah, it was. I knew something had to change. Like I was getting ready for work one day, and I got up, and I kind of had that tingling feeling too, but it was more like all the blood was rushing like down to my feet type of thing, and like just passed out. Like my body was like, you thought you going to work today, like you're not, like you need to sit down. Sit down. So
big fella, sit down, big fella. It is not your day.
And like yo, like I grew up like in my family, there's been a lot of illnesses that ran in the family, like that people, you know, just assumed that we all was just going to get and be exposed to. And I really never like got that sick like as a kid. So when I fainted that day and being at somebody's house and seeing like the stress that like my own like health was causing on other people, like it just inspired me even more to like get myself together, because like don't nobody deserve to like be picking me up from passing out because I'm not eating right, or I'm not feeding my spirit like in the right way, or I'm not grounding myself. Like we gotta start taking accountability for the fact that like when we're sick, when people are sick, they're not victims to their illness. Like we all created that. So at the end of the day, like that's just what it is, bro. Like that fainting shit, that sick shit is not for us. Like our people should not, my children should not have to raise me when I'm 70 years old. Like should they help me, like assist me? Yeah, but they should not have to like be like babysitting. That's a good job. Like the roles should never like have to reverse. in that such extreme way. But that's the reality these days, you know?
And growing older, that shouldn't be synonymous with your health declining. Like, as you grow older, you should grow wiser and you should be taking better care of yourself. And, you know, we only age is synonymous with illness because we haven't been taught how to take care of ourselves. We don't know the difference between hydration and dehydration, acidity and alkalinity, like feeling that in our body and knowing what that feels like and knowing the symptoms of an illness before the illness arrives and things of that nature. So we're gonna keep getting healthy and things of that. But as far as like to the people that want to transition into a healthier lifestyle and just looking to implement better ways to live, what advice would you give them? What directions would you point them in?
That's a great question. So like for my transitioners, I love y'all. It's pretty much like I'd say trust yourself, like, you know, like put yourself in positions to actually learn and trust like what resonates with you, because, you know, we all are on our own individual health journeys, and what works for one person may not work for the next. However, some stuff will resonate with you, and I say like the things that resonate with you, like commit to it, try things out, like, you know, don't understand like how powerful your body is and how like your body like can do anything that you wanted to do at the end of the day. So it's like if you're trying to heal it, or it's already healing itself, like in this moment it's healing itself. It just healed like 1,000 cells just now. So it's like if you're trying to assist with that healing, like just trust yourself, because all the information like exists within you. Like have a partner or somebody that you can like talk to, because that like tap in, you know, like I have a support system, resources, so does Troy, so does all the other people that we work with. So I just say like tap in, like we're all cool people, like we want to help. So yeah, that is the first thing. The other thing is like understand, like don't be too hard on yourself. Like I feel like I used to be really hard on myself when I first transitioned, and that can sometimes make you sick, trying to be a perfectionist at something that is just not going to be perfect. It's just always gonna, you're gonna go through so many, like I went through so many stages throughout my health journey. Like I went through a militant stage, I went through a real free, fluent, like, all right, like I'm gonna eat this and not read the ingredients. Basically, I went through that stage. I went to the stage where I'm reading every ingredient. I'm not even eating things that are processed that have more than 5 ingredients. Like I went through so many different stages. So I just think like just whatever you feel in your heart, like that's where you at, and that's what you know should work on expressing, and not worry about nothing else. For real.
Facts. To the point where she was saying, you know, your body is healing itself. That's a fact. You are always, your body, that's your body's job, is to heal you. But we so stupid. Like, is you dumb? We be that meme is so funny. Yeah, we so disconnected from nature, not, you know, thinking our technology and we're so civilized and things of that nature. We're so civilized, we think we know better than what, you know, reality helped us. Yeah, right. Helped us all these years, helped our ancestors. And a lot of these illnesses that we deal with, our ancestors didn't deal with. So that goes to show that if you study history, you could see where the things that we started consuming and the technology we started developing started getting aligned or being synonymous with the illnesses that was coming along with that as well. So in us healing ourselves, or our body naturally healing ourselves, the only thing we got to do is inform or know how not to get in the way of that. Like I said before, identifying your habits, what is toxic, what is not toxic, aligning yourself with the things that are not toxic to
push that needle
holistically heal yourself, because that's what we talking about here, that holistic health and wellness. You feel me? You know what's going on.
Right. And just to say, like, you could just tell how strong our bodies are. Like, during slavery, what they were eating and what they were fed, is like they put love in that, because they were growing the food, they were raising the animals, things like that. But the fact that we aren't even, like, we don't even know how to, like, plant things. We don't even know how to plant, like, onion, like simple, like, herbs that, you know, are, that we could put in any dish, really, and that are good for you, that has so many nutrients just in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think, like, that too, where I'm at in my journey is trying to get connected more with the process of the food, and, like, basically narrow down the process, like, make it so that I can just walk outside in my garden every day and cook whatever I want to cook. But yeah, I just want to say, like, we as a people are declining, and it's the same thing happening with the quality of the animals that we are eating. They're not the same quality that our ancestors was eating, or that our, you know, generations before us was eating. So just something to also connect that as well.
Another thing is, our ancestors, like she was saying, they were connected to nature, so they knew the herbs to consume. They knew how to go in the forest and pick certain leaves, pick certain barks, pick certain roots to heal themselves, because that knowledge was passed down through word of mouth and through the family lineage. And
rituals.
Rituals, and just knowing, like, yo, if you going through this, go right over there, grab that for me, and I'm gonna cook this up, and we're gonna apply this, or you're gonna consume it this way, and boom, we're gonna knock that thing right out.
And we're gonna pray over it before you even consume it. We're gonna put intentional thought, intentional energy into the food, into any, like, our consumption, anything that we're gonna consume. We're gonna care for it as if it's about to enter into a whole sanctuary, an abundant sanctuary. So it's just like, you know, treating your body with that sacredness. You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, our body, for the religious folks, you know what I'm saying? Hollow art thy temple. That's not what they say, but look, your temple, look, y'all be praising and worshiping at the temple, but do y'all take care of your temple? You feel me?
Your temple. Like, what you doing?
First and foremost, your thoughts, what you consume through your thoughts and the things that you see, and then what you consume to have in your intestines to manifest. Like, the importance behind all of this, like, basically reestablishing that sacredness that we you know, having that relationship with our body, because we go to these churches, we go to these places of worship, and we treat these places holy, like holy places, but we are vessels that the holy or the high power give us energy to manifest whatever we need to do in our lives. But to be a clear vessel and to receive that energy and to manifest properly, like the thoughts and the visions that you have, to bring those to fruition, you gotta treat your body as such, as that holy temple, and reestablish that sacredness with yourself.
Right. And I mean, to also add, like, to, I guess it's not like religious people, but just spiritual people, like, basically,
because religious is spiritual. It can be that balance, but then you got the others that's
it get a
little tricky.
But also, I just want to, like, keep in mind that you've been on a journey up until this point, so take your time with getting into this and practicing the information, because, like, you will be releasing and experiencing the energy, the karmatic energy that comes with, you know, being toxic for 20 some odd years. You know, like, if that's what you was getting into, understand what you need to do as someone that been eating a certain way or having a certain lifestyle, not working out, like, but I promise you, like, the body is such a like strong tool. Like, even for me, it's been almost like 5 years, and like the difference between the life that I had before this and now is tremendous. Like, you wouldn't think that I was eating meat 20 years if we are running down the street, or, you know, if I'm doing push-ups or whatever it is. Like, you wouldn't think that I was not working out ever. Like, I was not into this. No, you wouldn't think that, but it's only been 5 years where I have been into it. So just keeping in mind that, like, you know, pace yourself and understand, like, you know, you're gonna be releasing some things, like, and it's gonna be in a lot of different ways and forms, like stored emotions, stored like toxins, all that. It could look like a trolley horse, even, like,
Yeah.
whatever it is, like.
Yeah, that's a fact. Before we get out of here, you got any questions you got for me, or any final words you would like to say?
Questions. So I say, like, can you talk about, like, your experience with creating the mentality of being, like, committed to working out?
Okay. I got y'all, folks. So basically, committing to my workout, just me and, like, studying, you know, people that's successful, and a lot of their habits are aligned or similar in the sense of they have a daily routine, you know, where they read, they work out, they wake up early, they have these things throughout their day that gets them to the success that you see. And that's the whole idea behind it, is to commit yourself to something that can establish a routine of success, because they say success lies in your routine and in your habits. So if you want to see why things ain't working out the way you want it to work out, then just reflect on your habits and what you do on a day-to-day. We got 24 hours, and right now during quarantine, some of us have a lot more free time than we usually have. So it's like, what are we doing in those, you know, those hours throughout the day? It's cool to have distractions here and there and to have fun time and, you know, put time towards that. But a lot of the time we put too much time towards that, and then it's unbalanced. Then we like, why aren't things going our way? But if you break down the hours of the day and how much time you spend on things, then it will make a lot more sense. So my commitment to working out is directly connected to my health, because working out for me is like eating healthy is more of a mental thing, and working out is the physical component. So like marrying those two helps me commit to the overall idea of staying healthy. So the more I work out, I built that connection with my body to know that certain foods that I eat will stop my body from being inflamed or being sore for long periods of time and things like that. So it's like those balance each other out. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna go in, and if I eat correctly, then I won't have to experience these symptoms. And when I don't, then I know what it's hitting for. I know what these pains hitting for. I know there's gonna be soreness a lot longer, so on and so forth. So me committing to my working out is committing to my health and committing to me working towards my success plans and things of that nature. So that's how that all came. You know what I mean? Came together.
Remind me of like the iceberg metaphor, like how people will only see like a less than 0.5% of the work that you put in for your success. But just like an iceberg, it took so much to even get to the surface at any point. So
That remind me of the tree drawing where they be like the wind that pushes the tree. The wind that pushes the tree or something got really strong roots or something like that. So it's like, and another side note, for the people that follow me on the gram, I've been posting on my stories every day, like me working out, doing the same routine, but I'm doing more outside of that as well. And I'll talk about that later. But it's like, yeah, we see people's successes, but we don't see the work that they put in to get there. And that's kind of something I want to highlight when I talk to people is like, what was the ups and downs for you to get to that point? How long did it take you to get there? So on and so forth. Because, you know what I'm saying, we both like 5 years in, but still learning, still committing more. And it's really a journey. Like,
so much. It's an abundance of information and understanding. And so, like, just know where you at and have fun with it. Like, don't
have fun.
This joint is not supposed to be like it's not supposed to be no serious, like,
strict.
cutthroat,
Yeah,
strict, like, no fun, like, just militant. Like, that's not life. So,
but sometimes that help you to get to a point. So if you on that, you on that. But
right.
Look, you know what I'm saying, you want to get to the point where you just accept where you at. That's the first step, accepting where you at and being able to move freely in that. You know, don't be feeling guilty for making certain decisions and not following certain things. Like,
it's kind of countering, like, the whole thing. Like,
yeah, working against yourself in a sense.
Exactly. So y'all already know.
Oh, okay. So lastly, yeah, tell the people where they can find you, you know, what you get into and all those things.
So I am Chef Najila. I am a plant-based chef. I cook for people. You know what I'm saying, be whipped.
Stir fry. Many more.
I be, whipping in the kitchen, just trying to find ways to expand our taste buds and associate healthy food with upscale food. So that, we can eat healthy but feel like we somebody out here, you know what I'm saying? So follow me on Instagram at growlikeplants_. You can follow me on Facebook, Najila Butler. And don't got a Twitter yet. I think I don't got a snap. All right, so yeah, you can follow me on them. Cash App is Grow Like Plants B. You feel me?
Look, if you like what we saying, we gonna drop them cash apps right there. You just throw that in there, huh? Whatever you feel. We ain't putting no numbers out there. But look, you want to bless us with something? By all means, you'll receive it. Yeah, you'll receive it abundantly by the Most High. Give thanks.
Look at this sun.
Listen, get you some sun while you can in those hours. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see y'all when we see y'all. More life.
Peace.